Hey everyone, Bruce Morris from the Tab Group here. Welcome to Tab Forum's Market Structure Wave. Later this month, Tab Forum will be publishing a comprehensive special report on AI solutions in the capital markets. Today, we are very fortunate to have Steve Orr, aka Big Beat, CEO and founder of Quasar Markets, join us to discuss this dynamic technology. Hey Steve, welcome to Tab Forum.
Hey, Bruce, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, our pleasure. So, hey, let's jump right into it. What are the trends that you're seeing in AI technology in the capital markets?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think one of the things is there's a lot of angst, questions around where are we going with the world of AI? And I'll tell you exactly where we're going. I think the key word in the AI finance fintech space is efficiency. We're seeing that a lot, right? How does it make my job easier? I want to find data. I want to understand the markets. I want to understand, and I have questions. Maybe I want to ask Fred or Edgar. But AI right now is becoming as integral part of how that we actually look at the markets. What's interesting there is that gets some people rankled up a little bit, when you have questions around compliance or am I getting the right answer? And yeah, I feel like my company Quasar Markets has the answer.
So let's talk about Quasar Markets. It's not a household name, so why don't you share a little bit about your business, and then can you talk about how your company supports the market vis-a-vis these trends?
Thanks for asking me, Bruce. I've been in the markets for about 33 years now, and I have watched technology change over time. And one of the things that I've always asked is said, well, I want to be able to get data from every single piece of the markets that are out there, whether those are the actual databases that we're so used to using, and be able to put that in my hands and let the machine itself give me back the answer. We for many years have been using Google search, right? Or finance platforms. But what if I could put all of that into one place? A normal place that says, okay, I want to know about the weather and sports and my watch list, but I'm more interested in fundamental data. And give me the answer that I want faster, more efficient. And so I want to put it in a way that made it very easy for the user, whether they're using a laptop or an iPad or their cell phone or Oculus or Apple Vision Pro, and let the machine actually construe itself into whatever that you're using and be able to give you that data very quickly. And over time, and over the last 3 decades, we've seen those changes, but very much in the last 3 to 4 years, we've really seen fintech explode. And in the last 6 months, AI has really taken over by saying, okay, I will say I want to use certain types of AI like ChatGPT, Strawberry, Anthropic, Llama, all of those, and be able to put it into and lay them on top of these databases. Those of us who've been in the capital markets a long time, we know how to use Fred and Edgar. But what if we were able to use AI and actually attach it to those databases and then have other AIs pull and extract that data out and put it in a way that's easier for everybody to understand, whether you're someone who's in the retail space or whether you're the institutional space.
So that's a great answer because it fits right where I want to head with my next question. Let's talk about some specific use cases, and that it could be anything from portfolio management or front-end business development or even regulatory compliance. What do you see being used out there without you don't have to name names?
Yeah, one of the cool things I think about AI is I'm always asked, hey, who should I be investing in? And I tell people the exact same thing every single time. It's those corporations and companies that have one thing in common: data. Any of those companies that have large amounts of data, they are going to do very well in the AI world. And if you think about it from the perspective of finance and hedge funds, they have large amounts of data. They have data, fundamental data on big companies. They know everything about their own company. And if you lay the AI on top of those kinds of data platforms, you're going to do quite well. A good example of that is I wanted to know the weather patterns in the Ivory Coast. Why was that interesting? Because I'm trading cocoa, right? All of a sudden, I found a weather pattern that I didn't know existed, El Nino, how fast it was coming across the plains. beans, and all of a sudden it had a profound effect on cocoa beans. And of course, cocoa jumped in price. We can also see it in the ways of how the company may be advertising to their users. They have a large database of users. Maybe they're not trading as much. Maybe they're interested in seeing what they are actually investing in. We built a platform so that we're actually able to see what the investors are actually investing in, what questions they're asking. And the AI will come back and say, that's a great question to ask. But what if you ask this question? Here's a better question to ask based on, let's say, what others are asking, based on what trends they're seeing, what the charts are saying. And that makes making me a lot happier because I want to see things that I didn't know was there in the first place. I want the AI to say, you didn't know about these two connections between this user or this investor and this bond. All of a sudden, you may be interested in another bond because the AI is saying, hey, that's a great idea, but this pays a little bit better, has a better rating, and probably a shorter time frame. All of a sudden, you did that in less than seconds as opposed to taking longer term. Now, what's interesting, you asked about compliance, even better, because in our AI, we tell you exactly what database that you're using. It answers your question for you, produces a predictive AI based on generative AI, maybe charts or maybe pie graphs for you, and saying, look, here's the answer, but let me show you where I got it from. Here's what it looks like, and here's a better way to invest.
So given how this has really just been taking the market by storm over the past 6 to 18 months, where are we headed? What are the future developments that you see this technology bringing to the market?
Oh, that's a great question. I think right now a lot of people are worried about, like you asked earlier, compliance or questions around how it's intrusive into our lives. But the truth of the matter, I don't think AI is going that way. I think AI is going in a way that's unobtrusive, meaning you don't even know it's happening and it's just there. If we walk back a little bit in time and remember how the internet was at the very beginning, we didn't know really how to use it. It was a brand new technology, and we weren't sure. And I even saw things where people were saying it's a fad. AI is not a fad. It's going to be where it makes us more efficient in a way that's just part of our daily life. We may be looking for plane tickets and we may be looking for flights to New York. And guess what? The machine will give us better data, tell us when to fly, better time frames, knows your schedule, and all of a sudden it just automatically seamlessly works. And that's what we kind of want to do and we want to see without it being obtrusive into our lives and without it making it feel like it knows everything about us, because it actually does already. But we want to make it seem that it's just part of our daily life. I want the machine to be able to answer my question, let me get on with my life so that I can move forward with my answers or my questions that I have in other areas.
Great. Well, Steve, thanks so much for sharing your time and insights with Tabforum and our members today. And to all our viewers, keep an eye out for our report at the end of September. And if you're watching this video after the report's been published, there'll be a big red button at the end of the video that'll take you right to the report. Thanks for stopping by for what was hopefully an educational and entertaining ride on Tabforum's Market Structure Wave. Hey, thanks again, Steve.
Thank you, Bruce.